In this video, you're going to get a sneak preview of the next stimulus package that Congress is currently working on right now. The New York Times has recently leaked a document that outlines the Republicans' terms for the next stimulus plan. Now, these terms are subject to change because they're still being negotiated with the Democrats and nothing has been signed into law yet. However, the terms in this document should give you a better idea of what our next stimulus package will look like. Specifically, this document answers three important questions that you may have. First, it answers the question, who is getting money under the new stimulus package and how much are they going to get? Second, we're going to talk about, will there be a second stimulus check and what does this outline have to say about that? And then finally, we'll look at some of the other terms that are going to be in the stimulus package, including COVID-19 liability shield for businesses, unemployment benefits extension, the Paycheck protection program, and state and local aid from the federal government. So stay tuned. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Nick, I'm a lawyer, and on this channel I post videos about the stimulus package. If you don't want to miss any of my future videos on the next stimulus package and stimulus checks, make sure to hit that subscribe button below right now and turn the bell notification icon on. One last thing before we get into the video. This video is not legal advice, it's for educational purposes only. If you have a question about your specific legal situation, you should talk to a lawyer. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. So the first question that this outline sheds light on is, who is going to be getting stimulus money under this next stimulus package? So according to this outline, the Republicans have agreed to a stimulus package in the total amount of $302.8 billion. Of the $302.8 billion that the Republicans have agreed to, 108.6 will be going to COVID-19 related healthcare programs. $104 billion of it will be going to various education programs. 21.3 of it will be going to defense spending. $20 billion will be going directly to farmers. The bill does not specify where $16.8 billion of it will be going. $15 billion of it will be going to child care. $13 billion to transportation, housing, and urban development. $1.6 billion to customs and border protection. $1.3 billion to workplace training on social distancing. I'm not sure why you need to teach businesses what standing 6 feet apart and wearing a mask at all times means, but that is what is in here. I don't know, maybe people need to really learn how to wash their hands the right way. And then you've got $1 billion to FEMA grants and then $200 million to TSA. So that totals up to $302.8 billion in this next stimulus package. So the next question that you're probably asking is, will there be a second stimulus check in this next stimulus package? The good news is yes. According to this outline, the Republicans have agreed that the next stimulus package will include stimulus checks to Americans. The bad news is that there has not been an agreement on who will be receiving the checks or how much they will be for. Next, let's take a look at some of the other terms that the Republicans are pushing for in this next stimulus package. First, you've got the COVID-19 liability shield for businesses. The outline refers to this as liability reform, and it says exclusive federal cause of action that applies to litigation against any business, nonprofit, school, medical provider, or medical professions arising from COVID. It says cases can be brought in state or federal court, but this cause of action is the only standard of liability that applies either way. Defendants have the right to remove any case filed in state court to the federal district court in that area. To prevail, plaintiffs must show that the defendant was grossly negligent or engaged in willful misconduct and violated relevant state, local public health guidelines in place at the time the incident occurred. Simple negligence is not enough. Additionally, there is a cap on damages awards. So there's been a lot of confusion about what the difference between gross negligence and regular negligence is in the context of coronavirus-related lawsuits. So I wanted to clear up some of that confusion so you've got a better idea of how the liability shield basically raises the standard to a near impossible standard to prove. Regular negligence is simply careless behavior that needlessly endangers the public. Gross negligence is careless behavior that is so careless or so reckless that it shocks the conscience. It's the type of behavior that you see and it makes you say, what is that person thinking? What an idiot. That is so dangerous. I can't believe they're doing that. It's outrageous behavior. That is what gross negligence is. So what are some examples of regular negligence and gross negligence? Well, regular negligence would be a situation like a gym not sanitizing gym equipment at the end of each day, or a restaurant where the manager does not require employees to wear a mask while they're cooking food or bringing it to tables, or a situation where a business doesn't check employees' temperatures at the start of each day. Those are all things that the CDC and other health guidelines say businesses should do, and a business that does not do these simple things to protect the public from coronavirus is certainly negligent. However, that kind of behavior, disregarding the CDC guidelines, does not rise to the level of gross negligence, most likely. Gross negligence would be a situation like a poultry line allows somebody who is tested positive to continue working at a poultry plant with the coronavirus and then spreads it all over the food, spreads it all over the coworkers. That's grossly negligent. Another example of gross negligence would be a hairstylist who tests positive for coronavirus but continues to cut clients' hair. Next, let's talk about what the Republicans have agreed to regarding the extension of federal unemployment benefits according to the outline that the New York Times has leaked. According to the outline, there will be some type of extension of the enhanced federal unemployment benefits, but likely not $600 a week. So it'll likely be something less than $600 a week. There will be a transition period during which there will be a flat amount of extra unemployment insurance per week. After that, there will be a new policy that better aligns with an individual's lost income, possibly by multiplying a person's state benefit, but will cap out at 100% of income. So that's what the Republicans have agreed to regarding the unemployment benefits extension, but it's still subject to negotiation, so we'll have to wait and see what they ultimately decide on in that final stimulus bill. Next, let's take a look at what the outline has to say about the Paycheck Protection Program. It says that there will be a second round of PPP loans for businesses under 300 workers that can demonstrate 50% lost revenue compared with a reference period from before the coronavirus pandemic, the lockdown, all of that. So it also says there is also a new working capital loan offered for businesses under 300 workers that is an alternative to a second round of PPP. Can't double dip. So we'll just have to stay tuned and find out the specifics of this when they release the terms of their bill. And then the Democrats will, of course, try to negotiate the various terms of this portion of the stimulus package. So just stay tuned for that. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Finally, let's take a look at what the Republicans' outline has to say about state and local aid from the federal government. It says no additional money for state/local governments, but they certainly expect to get some added in negotiation with the Dems. So that concludes my video on the possible terms of the next stimulus package that Congress is hard at work on. If you like this video, click the like button below. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm so that other people see the video as well. And if you don't want to miss any of my updates on the next stimulus package and stimulus checks, make sure to hit that subscribe button below right now and click the bell notification icon. And now it's your turn to share. Do you think we need another round of stimulus checks included in this next bill? Also, what should Congress include in the bill and what should it leave out of the next stimulus package? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.